Welcome back to Papa's These Bees. Today we're going to do something a little different. It's kind of along our line of our equipment reviews, but actually what we're going to do today is we're going to talk about feeding the bees, which is something that you need to do this time of year as we approach winter. Right now it's middle of November and we're in the 60s and 70s, so it gets cold at night, so they kind of cluster a little bit at night, and then during the daytime they break and try to go out and forage, but I don't think there's much left. So here we go. Okay, what we normally do is, and most beekeepers do, I think, and again, this is something that's kind of localized. Some people are going to do it one way, others are going to do it another way, but I'm just going to show you. Always, when I do things, I always tell you how I do them, and from what I've learned. So we use sugar water, which is 1-to-1 or 2-to-1 sugar to water. And then we mix that, and then we'll pour it in some of these kinds of feeders. Now, the one I'm using here in this one I like, is kind of new, is it's called the Bee Buffet. You can see I've got the sugar water in here, and I turn it up, and it fills this little category here, and here's what it looks like inside. So what happens, and most all these feeders deal with a hole in the middle of some sort, either a round hole or an elongated hole. So what this does, this sits right over the hole, and the bees can come up into this little trough, inside this little area here, and the syrup will be in this trough, because again, the lid, you can see it coming down. The lid will allow it to come through here and fill this trough up. Then the bees can come up and get it without drowning, which is the most important thing. And when with this cover on it like this, see, there's not enough room for the bees to get out. So the bees are going to not get you when you come and replace the feed. The ones I've used in the past, and I still use some, is the rapid round feeder. And again, it deals with the hole. I'm getting a bee buzzing me in the back of my head. And this cover keeps the bees inside here. You can pour the liquid in here and put a cover on it. And this basically keeps the heat inside the hive. But again, the bees can't get out to get you, so when you go to replace them, you don't have to worry about suiting up. And this is another type. Again, based on the hole, you put liquid in here and set this right down on the hole, and the bees will come up and lick the syrup out of this. So this is a good way to do it. Problem with these, at times, at least I've heard, that the heat and cool causes this thing to expand and contract, and can actually push the liquid out, which is something that you don't want, because that'll cause a problem with the bees. Then later in the year, after it gets cold, these liquid feeding will work fine up until your daytime lows are below freezing, below 50, because bees can't really fly that much below 50, and so therefore they can't really get out and do much. Plus, if the liquid itself is below 50, then you'll have a problem in that the bees either won't take it, or it almost puts them in a suspended animation. There's some of the stuff that Fred Dunn has done on it. So we try not to, bees are bugging me. So after it gets really cold, we do away with the liquid feed and go with these HiveAlive fondant patties. At least I do. This is the third year we will have used these. These things are great. You go in here and you basically cut a hole in this and place it right down on top of that hole again, and the bees will come up inside and eat this fondant. So a fondant is a sugar-based product, but it also has HiveAlive built into it. And this stuff, they'll come up and get it when they can, and it doesn't have to be warm or cold for them to use it. In the last couple of years we've used these, the bees have really, really used these. We've had two of our flow hives completely take one and sometimes even two of these over a winter. So we'll use these later. So, and one other kind of feeder that we have, and that's based on the Apiam hives, is a little feeder that's built into the hive, which is great. And you can see here, there's still some in here from when I put it the other day, but the bees can crawl up here and crawl down and get the syrup as they need it, and it won't won't drown in it. So, and you also use these for fondant by turning this little piece around here. So anyway, this is just a little quick one to talk about how we feed the bees and how we take care of them in the winter, so we can have joyful times with them next year. Thanks for watching. Have a happy Thanksgiving.